Hi. Someone asked me in the comments recently, what did you do before you became a nomad? And I thought, what a beautiful question, because it's so easy to meet someone at the middle of their story and forget there was a whole lifetime before the part that we see. So today I want to tell you where I come from. The life that I had before I sold everything, packed my bags and started traveling full-time in 2017. Because the truth is, that old life is what built the woman I am now. Before I was a nomad, I tried to live a very normal life after years of chaos and not fitting in. At least normal was what it looked like from the outside. I was living in Denmark, working as a psychotherapist, and I had my own practice for many years. I specialized in narcissism, self-esteem, and helping people rebuild themselves after difficult relationships. I wrote books about healing. I gave talks. I loved my work, but I was also exhausted by it. When you spend decades listening to people's pain, holding their emotions and trying to help them heal, something inside you can start whispering, and what about you? And that whisper got louder every year. On paper, I had everything. A stable career, a home, a routine. But inside, I felt like I was shrinking. Felt like that life didn't fit me. My days were filled with other people's stories, but I wasn't really living my own anymore. I kept thinking, is this it? Is this the rest of my life? Helping others find themselves while I lost touch with who I am? I think a lot of women hit that wall around this age, and it's that moment where the life that you build suddenly feels too small for the person you're becoming. For me, the shift came slowly. It took a few years. No breakdown, no dramatic event, just a deep knowing that I couldn't keep living inside the same box, and I was afraid of letting go of it. One day I looked around my apartment and I thought, what if I just let it all go? Not because I was running from something, but because I wanted to see who I could be without all the stuff, the routine and the roles. So I started giving things away. Furniture, books, clothes, all of it. I kept only what I could fit into a suitcase and a backpack. After spending a year in Tenerife to see if it would be okay to be away from Denmark, I bought a one-way ticket to Colombia. People thought I'd lost it. They said, alone? But people walk around with guns on the street there. And I just said, well, I trust the universe. It feels right. Because honestly, for the first time in a long time, I felt alive. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have security, but I had freedom. And that was enough. The first 2 years as a solo female nomad were magical and terrifying. I had no idea where I'd end up, but that was the point. I wanted to live in flow, to trust that if I kept saying yes to what felt right, life would at least meet me halfway. And it did, and more than that. I saw countries I'd only dreamed of. I met people who became soul friends, and I started writing again, creating again, doing things just for the joy of them, not because they were useful or able to sell. But here's what's interesting. All those years as a therapist prepared me for this life, much more than I realized. Therapy taught me to listen, not just to others, but to my own intuition. It taught me some patience. It taught me how to sit with uncertainty and not rush to fix it. When you're traveling, you need all those skills. You need to be okay with not knowing what happens next. You need to understand people deeply, across languages and cultures, because connection becomes your anchor. My old life gave me discipline and emotional insight. My nomad life gave me freedom and trust. And now, in this new chapter, both of those worlds have merged. The structure I learned from my career helps me run my creative projects and online work. The freedom I learned on the road helps me stay open and joyful, to live life as an adventure, not an obligation. It all fits together now, even though it didn't make sense at the time. Looking back, I realize I didn't reinvent myself. I just remembered who I was before the world told me who to be. That's what becoming a nomad really was for me. Not an escape, but a return. A return to the wild, curious, alive version of me that got buried under responsibilities and expectations. And I think maybe that's why I'm finally ready to settle, at least for a while, because I'm not running anymore. I've found what I was looking for. It wasn't a place, it wasn't a career, it was a feeling, a sense of wholeness, of peace, of being at home inside myself. So if you're watching this and you're feeling stuck in your own before story, wondering if you can change your life, the answer is hell yes. Every version of you, the serious one, the helper, the dreamer, the tired one, is preparing you for the next chapter. Nothing is ever wasted. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to stop asking what will happen if you change and start asking what will happen if you don't. If this resonates, tell me in the comments, what's one part of your old life that secretly shaped you and shaped who you are today? Because our stories don't disappear when we start over. They become the roots that help us grow. I hope this is valuable for you. Let me know where you are in the comments, and I'll see you soon again.